Welcome back. It's been a long time. I have recently discovered this game that I'm very excited about, and so I thought I'd make a video. It's called Hellbringer. It's currently being crowdfunded, and this is a tabletop simulator demo. It is a solo. I'm going to play solo anyway. It can also be played co-op. Roguelike card game they call it, and you've seen a lot of comparisons so far of this game to Diablo, and it does feel like that quite a bit. You're not dungeon delving. You're not dungeon crawling. Everything is focused on cards. You have enemies in front of you that you are trying to see in the darkness, and then you're trying to build up your skills and level up as you go, so that you are prepared to fight the big bad that you find at the bottom of this dungeon or in hell, basically. Today we're going to be playing the tutorial level, and that is simply because the tabletop simulator demo is a tutorial or the final scenario, scenario 9. And I have not yet been able to beat scenario 9, so I thought maybe I'll play the tutorial. It also takes the deck and thins out a little bit. It removes some of the cards. The game plays a bit faster, which is also nice for a YouTube video. We can get see the idea of the game quickly. So I've already set the game up for the tutorial. It's nicely scripted. So that's all been set up by the scripting. The only thing we have to do is we have to pick our class. And I'm going to pick the warrior class. So this is going to be who we are today. And you get a choice of 2 starting weapons, the warrior's sword or the warrior's axe. And we're going to take the sword today. We also get a starting elixir. The elixir is going to go in our hand. It'll help us avoid damage from enemies. And the sword's going to go in our hand. And we're going to take the warrior and we're going to put it onto our card here. So here is our character, and we can get ourselves set up. We have these stats here, so I'm going to set them up. We've got 50 health, and this is an all or nothing health, so your health does not go down as you play. It's basically if the enemies manage to defeat you, then or do the full 50 damage on you, then the game would be over. We don't have any armor currently. We have 2 perception, how far into the darkness we can see. So can we see the enemies attacking or not? We have 1 action available to us, and we can learn 1 spell, and we have a hand limit of 5. And those numbers are coming from the card itself at the bottom. Those are our starting stats. And as we fight monsters, when we defeat them, we are going to be able to add them to this side of the card here, which is going to increase those stats for us. We're going to increase them with some attribute points. And we'll take a look here. Here is what we are fighting. Monsters will be coming out of this deck. We start off with some starter monsters, and then it's going to get harder, and we are currently fighting in the graveyard. And it's going to tell you how to set everything up, and it's already been set up, so we don't need to worry about that. Thank you very much, scripting, for doing that for us. And we are going to be facing off against a skeleton, and the big thing right now is it has 5 health, and it has 1 perception, meaning that's how much perception we need to be able to see it. And we have 2 perception, so we can see the skeleton. So we could hypothetically attack them. We also are facing a giant snake, which has 5 health plus 10 armor. So you add those together to make 15. We have to be able to do at least 15 damage to kill this snake. And again, it has 2 perception, meaning that's how much perception we need to be able to see it, and we can clearly see it. And we have a bear. And we'll talk a bit more about these characters as we go. The skeleton's going to be the easiest for us to kill. Well, is that true? Because the skeleton currently gets 5 armor for each player in play. So we're the only player, so he's going to actually be 10. So yeah, he's still the easiest, but he's not as easy as I thought. So let's go back to our player board here, and we're going to get geared up. All right, here we are at our player board. The big thing right now is we have action points, and that's how many things we can do on a turn. We have 1 action point available to us. We have a potential companion. You can see it's a companion because it has that animal paw on the right hand of the card next to the word Archangel. But it needs 3 energy or 3 action points for us to be able to play him. And we do not have that many available to us. So this is not going to be an option, but something we might keep in our hand for later. We have, of course, the warrior sword, which is our starting equipment. And it's going to be able to roll 3 red dice to do some attack. And each die that is red has an option of hitting for 10 damage, 5 damage, or no damage. If you rolled really well with just the sword, we could do 30 damage with it. And you can see next to that little lightning bolt symbol on the left hand of the word warrior sword is the number of action points we need to equip and use. So when you first pay to equip something, first pay to put it from your hand into play, because it's a weapon, we can equip it because it has the rune on it, and it'll stay forever with us. And once we've paid for it, it immediately can use it to attack. And then other turns we have to pay that 1 energy every time in order to get that. That thing that I'm calling energy, of course, is action points. That's that lightning bolt action points. And we've also picked up another one. It's going to be expensive. It's going to take 4 action points. We only have 1 at this point, but it would have us increase our perception, as you can see there. And it can also, here, I'll put it on the player card so I can take a look at it, so I can show you this. So its name is Repeating Crossbow. It's a 2-handed weapon. It means it can be placed with a red and a green rune, so it's going to take up 2 spots. And as soon as we have that equipped forever, it'll give us 4 extra perceptions. We have 2 right now. It'll boost our perception to 4. And we can do a single attack on a single enemy, doing 4 damage, plus, rolling 4 red dice, plus 1 red dice for every 2 perception we have. So if this was equipped right now, we could roll 4 red dice, plus 3 more red dice, for a total of 7 red dice. We have the starting elixir, and that is just going to help us ignore all the enemy damage for a turn. That's a great thing to have. It's kind of it can be a savior for us. The poison dagger, it is something that we can add extra hand size. You can roll 1 red die plus 6 green dice. The green dice have either 0 or 5 points to them. They do a little bit less damage. Also, they're viewed as kind of like poison, is the green, and some animals and enemies are immune to it. So not a bad option, but it does cost 2. Maybe it's worth sticking with that warrior sword. We also have the Scythe of Spirits, and again, it cost us 3 action points to play, which we won't be able to do now. Every card in the game is usable by every class, but in order to equip them and keep them, they do need to have the color of your character. And the warrior at the top of his head is a brown circle with a little white dot, 1 night dot, show that it's a warrior card. This here at the bottom, you'll see that little blue circle that has 2 dots. So it just helps you, if you can't tell the color difference, you can take a look at the number of dots. So that would be beneficial for the blue character to use, the very bottom of the card. Anybody can equip it because it has the action points in black, but if you happen to be the blue class, then you're going to get those extra benefits. This is a lot of talking for us to get started, but let's get started here. We're going to spend our first action point to go down to 0, and we are going to play the Warrior's Sword. And as soon as we've paid for it the first time, we can use it immediately. So it's going to allow us to do an attack to 1 enemy with 3 red dice. So if we take a look here, we can have 3 red dice here, and we have all these enemies to fight. This one here is 10 health, 15, and 15, and that is tough. Who's going to do the most damage? Potentially the skeleton. Though when the bear does hit, he would be quite a big deal for us because we'd lose a card potentially. So you know what, maybe to mitigate that, we're going to try to defeat the bear. Let's see how we do. That is a terrible roll. We roll only 5. We do not manage to kill anything this turn. This is the first time that's actually happened to me. So we have used all of our action points. We are not able then to do anything else. So on to our next step. Our next step is going to be, sorry I rolled this off camera by accident, to choose any cards we don't want to keep and discard. We have a lot of weapons, and we have a weapon currently, so I'm actually going to get rid of this one. I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'm even going to get rid of this one. That might have been a bad choice, and we're going to keep these 2. The issue with discarding weapons or any cards is that you have to draw back up at the end of your turn, which is right now. We have to draw back up to 5. It's our hand limit. And the faster we burn through our common draw pile, the faster the end game is going to get to us. So maybe we shouldn't have discarded all those cards, but I am looking to see if we can get something else. So we're going to risk it. So we get 3 cards that we draw. We found a wooden shield, which is excellent. This is kind of why I didn't want to use a 2-handed weapon. I wanted to have a sword and a shield if I could find one, and now we have one. And we also have a Crystal of Intellect. We added to our purple rune slot. So we have our green rune slot for the shield and our purple rune slot for this. That's going to be able to let us learn some more spells, be able to see further. So both these are great cards. I can't wait to put them in my hand. So there's 4. And now, of course, though, we are onto a combat card. And what this does, it tells us we're going to add one monster. So, okay, we'll add a monster. And we've added this rat human with perception of 5. We don't have a perception that high, so in fact, it's the first time to see this, it's now going up into the invisible section. He can still attack us, but we can't see him. So this is why you want to always be increasing your perception if possible, so you can see further into the dark and we can take on more enemies. So this is going to be a little bit problematic. And after we've added that one card, we're going to gain a card from the bottom of the common draw pull-out pile, and then we're going to discard the card. So the easiest way for me in Tabletop Simulator is to flip the deck over, pull off the top card, not look at the other one, and this is going to get added to our hand. It's an expensive 7 action card. It's an amazing spell. We could use this. It's for the red class, but we could use it one time, pay that cost of 7 to be able to use the spell, and then it would get discarded. It's very expensive, and it's very early in the game, so we're probably going to get rid of this later, but we do have to keep it for now. So we've played out the enemy, we've drawn a card, and now we're going to discard this card. So that's going to go... Actually, not even discard, sorry. That symbol means to like exile or remove from the game. So we're going to remove that from the game. It goes up there, so it's gone. Now, we've had our turn, we've restocked, the enemies have a turn now, and all 4 of them get to attack at once. Maybe. First, though, we need to roll the die, and let's see what the enemies do. Look at this. The enemies actually missed us entirely. However, we do have to discard 2 cards. So, not bad, because we're going to get we're going to hit with 4 different creatures, which potentially might have been able to do our 50 damage, and we would have lost right away. But we are going to discard 2 cards. So let's take a look. We did say for sure Tidal Wave is gone. We can't afford that anytime soon. Goodbye, Tidal Wave. We're very excited about Crystal of Intellect, or at least I am. The Wooden Shield, very excited about. So I think Archangel will have to be the one to go. So see you later, Archangel. Thanks for offering to be our companion, but we don't need you this time. And now we've played through a full round. We've played our side, the enemies have attacked, and now we're going back to our turn. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to reset our action points. So we better set that. Reset our action points. We have 1 action point, meaning we can do 1 thing on this turn. Well, I think that what makes the most sense is for us to play out our shield into the green slot. Right now we have a red rune slot, a green rune slot. That 2-handed weapon went across the top and covered both the slots, so this is why I want to do that. This does a couple things. First off, we have to pay to do so. There we go. Next, we are going to gain 5 shields, and we are going to gain 1 perception. Now we can see a perception of 3. We can see a little bit deeper into the dark. Now, unfortunately, because I spent our only action to equip shield, it means that we don't get to attack this turn. So we are already back to the filling our hand. We have a hand limit of 5. We're going to pull 3 cards. Alrighty. And let's flip this guy over. The Battle Axe. This is an amazing, amazing weapon for a fighter. Or the war. Yeah, are we the fighter or the warrior? Who are we? For the warrior. Getting us some health, getting us lots and lots and lots and lots of red dice potentially if you can boost our health enough, and give us another action plate. Man, I don't want to get rid of that because we might want to use that. And the Viper Bite. This is a green spell, but we can still use it 1 time and discard it. It will help us do a little bit extra damage for the cost of 1. We're going to add that here. But now we've had the Tome. We're going to read the Tome in the scenario book, and then we're going to get another card. So in the scenario, we haven't actually opened it, which is my mistake. I should have read this earlier. There's some text and some flavor, and you can take a look at that yourself. There's even a soundtrack you can listen to. But here we are. We're going to be fighting off the Cursed Emperor this time. In fact, what I should have done is I should have prepared him by putting him on the top. So we're going to go find the Cursed Emperor. And here he is. This is who we are fighting at the end. He's going to be the final conflict. We're delving deeper to go to him and to find him and fight him. And we're going to be able to do 75 damage in 1 turn to be able to beat him. So that's who we're facing off against. Now, the tomes. We skipped the first tome because we don't need to read the first tome. And we are on to the second tome, I believe. Tome number 2. Yes. Let's read tome number 2. And normally there's flavor in these tomes, but in the tutorial it's just telling you about how to play. We're going to ignore all that for now, and we're going to use the tome effect though. And the tornado means it's instant. All players draw a card from under the monster draw pile and it face down to their attribute points. Well, this is great. We're just going to not peek, we're just going to grab one here, and we're going to get to level up our character. And I want to place it for sure in action points to start. So we're going to get 1 max action point, and we'll even add that right away to there. So now we have a maximum of 2 action points. So every time you kill an enemy, you get to place them along here, picking where they go, and they'll boost your stats. So every time you kill something, your stats are going up. These cards, monsters die, they become attribute points. You apply them as XP and level up. So we have read the tome, and we're going to now get a card for the bottom of the pile, adding it to our hand. And now we have a dodge way to deal with ignoring damage. That's great. And now we have to remove this card from the game. Alright, now that's the end of our turn. The enemies now get a turn. There are 4 of them. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to target a companion if I had one, which we don't. And because there's no companion, it's going to attack us. So we'll take a look here, and we're going to add up all their dice and roll them all at once against us. We have 3 plus 2 red, so we're going to have 5 red. That's already very worrying. Then we're going to have 3 more green, and 3 more green. So when we roll these and add them together, we want to hope it rolls under 55. Our health plus our shield of 55. Let's see how we do. We roll and we get exactly 55, which means this hypothetically could kill us. But we do have some spells. Thank goodness. We are going to use the dodge. It ignores all damage at the start of our turn. And we can play these cards with the little pentagram symbol on the side, the star symbol here, after attacks have been done, as far as my understanding of it is. So lethal damage is incoming. We don't want lethal damage. We dodge out of the way. The card gets discarded because of that. If there was a cost, by the way, you have to pay it, but we have a cost of 0, so it's great. We've dodged out of the way, and we have survived to fight at least 1 more round. So let's see how we do now. It's the end of their turn. It's back to us. We're going to reset our action points. We now have 2 action points. Much better. I would love, love, love to equip this Crystal of Intellect, but we don't need to. And also, if I do, I'll have no way to attack this turn. So we are going to spend 1 action point, and that's going to allow us to do our sword blow. It gives us 3 red dice, as we've talked about, and we are going to try to attack the skeleton, because it's the easiest. Am I? No. Let's attack the bear again. Let's move these dice so they're not on top of each other. And there we have it. 20 damage. That is over the 15 we need to kill the bear. The bear is gone, and we're going to add him somewhere. And I feel like we really do need deeper perception, but we also need to get some more action. So am I gonna do it? Yes. We're gonna give ourselves 1 more action, and that increases right away too. So now we have 2 actions available to us. You can only use this card once though. So this warrior sword, we've already used it 1 time this turn. We can't spend that more actions to attack it 4 more times. I could, hypothetically, spend 1 to roll 4 green dice and hope that I can kill the skeleton with this. And that's kind of interesting, because I also get to re-roll 1 of those green dice if it misses. Or do I equip this Crystal of Intellect, giving us a little bit more perception? You know what? I think I want to try to take on the skeleton. So we are going to use 1 more power, and we are going to play the Viper Bite. Lets us roll for 4, and we're going to attack the skeleton, which we need to do 10 damage to. So let's see. Let's grab our 4 here, and we will roll those. That is 15. That's enough. We only needed 10. So Viper Bite is gone, but the skeleton is dead. And oh boy, Where am I going to put it? Not sure. I have 3 perception now, and we need 5 to see this guy. We're going to get 1 from our crystal. So we better put it in perception so that we can eventually... We don't want to risk not being able to see. Well, no. You know what? We are going to put it into action points. 1 more action point gives us 2 action points. So in that case, let's equip this Crystal of Intellect now. It's going to give us 2 more spells that we can learn and increase perception to 4. So very nice. I like it. Maybe not the right choice, but we're going to do this. Have I said this is all a prototype? I should mention this is all a prototype. It's the end of our turn because we spent 2 points to play our crystal. And in that case, we need to refill our hand. We have 2. We need to draw 3. Okay. Animal Spirit spell. We can have 2 companions instead of just 1. Interesting. We now have a new location, the crypt. We were in the graveyard. Now we've descended into the crypt. We're sort of going down deeper, which means that it's darker, and we're going to need better perception to see our enemies. Our enemies are increasing in perception. We're going to add 2 new enemies to the deck, and we're going to get to draw a card. And here we're going to add another enemy and also get a card. So we're going to flip this. We're going to take the bottom 2, because those replace these. And we're going to put out 3 enemies. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. And the combat card is discarded, and the crypt goes here to remind us they're all harder to see now. And our perception is 4. So all these get +1 perception now. So 3, or 2 + 1 is 3 for this cave troll. We can take care of that. Twilight Guardian. We can see him. Oh my goodness, I forgot about his problem. He takes a lot of damage to kill, 45 damage to destroy, and enemies that have less than 8 action points are considered out of sight. So this giant snake is out of sight. This cave troll, out of sight. And the Twilight Guardian and the Revenant are in sight. We can see them. And the Revenant, oh boy, has its own special rule. +1 monster, and place the Revenant under that card. When eliminated, place the Revenant on top of this monster so that it copies its attack. And then collect both cards when it's defeated. We need to add another monster. It's a Lightning Titan! That sounds terrifying. 40 damage. 5 to see him. Our perception is only 4, so we can't see the Lightning Titan. Oh my goodness. -40 targets hit until the end of the enemy's turn. We are in trouble, friends. I think we've just had some bad luck. But that's how a roguelike goes. Sometimes you get absolutely slaughtered. And I think we might be. And this is just a tutorial, of course. Alright, let's add these last 2 cards to our hand. -2 red dice, so that'll help us mitigate damage. This helps us boost a little bit of damage, but not that exciting. It is, unfortunately, their turn. They are going to hit with some huge wall-ups here. He gets 5 dice. He gets 1 red die, plus 1 for each enemy out of sight, so he's going to get 5 red for him. So here's our 5 red. Then the giant club is going to get 4 more red. The rat is going to give us 3 green. We got 3 more from the viper. 3 more green from the viper, which are right here. And 2 more red from this guy. This is a huge pool. There's pretty much no way that we can survive this. But we do have, thankfully, the starting elixir to drag it out 1 more turn. 50. We do survive because we have 55. All of that might against us, and they couldn't bring it down upon us. So we survived that without having to burn our elixir. That is incredible and probably never going to happen again. Let's see if we can deal with this guy. He has 45 health. That's a lot. What can we do on our turn? We have 4 action points to hopefully do something. We could lose the shield and the sword and equip the battle axe. If we do that, we would get to roll 3 plus 6 red dice for 9 red dice. That's pretty good compared to having 5 shield of perception and 3. Now, if we lose that perception, will we still be able to see this guy? Oh yeah, he's got 0. He's not sneaky. Oh boy, do we do that? You know what? I think we do. I think we're going to discard this, losing 1 perception and our shield. Put that in the discard pile. And we are going to place the warrior's sword, and it actually gets out of the game. I think since the starting equipment, this is an easier way to sort the deck at the end of the game. And we are spending all 4 to equip our battle axe. That does give us 1 additional action point because we are equipping it to a warrior, which is the brown class, as you can see at the very bottom of this card. So we do have 1 action point left. And we also gain 10 health, so we're at 60. With that 1 action point, we could use it to boost our uprooting if need be. We'll see. All right. We paid for it. Let's bring the damage. We get to bring 3 red plus another 6 red for a total of 9 red dice. Let's see how we do. Here's 9 red. Let's roll these. 50. And we were trying to attack this guy who has 45. He is destroyed. Thank goodness. I don't know where I want to put the points in. Probably perception. So now we have 4 perception again. 2 from our base, 1 from our crystal, and now 1 from our XP. We have... That does some things. That changed. We have 4 perception now. And so we now see this guy because he has still perception of 3, 2 plus the 1 from the crypt. And this we see as well, 2 plus 1 from the crypt. And we still don't see the lightning titan. You know, his fireball, minus 40 to target's hit until the end of the enemy's turn. You know what? He would have killed us, so we should have had to have used our starting elixir. We will have burned that. Oh yeah, it was up there. Ha! It's even been pre-scripted to do that. That's great. We'll do that. So we should have died. We didn't. We used our starting elixir. Boy, this is a hard one. I haven't played the hard tutorial this hard before. We have 1 left. We could hypothetically roll uprooting to try to do some damage. We couldn't kill any of these things with 1 red die. So we are going to equip this spell of protection. It costs nothing to use every turn. It costs nothing to ever to equip a spell, and then you have to pay for the spells once you equip them, or learn them, I guess I should say. And this is going to subtract 2 red dice when we're attacked. So I'll put that there. We can learn a total right now of 3 spells here. So that'll be a little bit more defense. That's kind of cool. We have 2 cards in our hand. We need to draw 3 more. We got some leather armor. Very nice. Do we have anything in our blue slot? We don't. So we could get some leather armor on us. That would be nice. We have a way to give us more defense. That would be very handy. And we have a way to not let them deal with their magic spell effect. Okay, well then. Let's see what they do. We have 4 monsters left. Let's figure out what they're going to roll against us. 3. That's 6 red dice. Making these dice pools in Tabletop Simulator is a pain. 3 green, 6 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how they do against us. 60. We only have 60, but we do get to use our Aegis of Protection, which we'll use. Minus 2. Oh, I didn't see if they actually attack us. Hold on. Did they actually attack us this turn? Yes, they do. And I rolled my dice back, but it was 60 originally. So 60, so we can remove 2 red dice. I'm sure these 2, if we'd removed, would have been fine. That'd bring us down. I shouldn't have re-rolled them, but we'll live with that. That brings us below our 60, so we should be okay. Everything else doesn't affect. This is minus 40 to... Yeah, those just deal with armor, which we don't have. Alright, so we survived another round. Thank goodness we have this protection spell. Thanks, protection spell. Our turn. We're going to reset. We have 4 experience available to us. We should maybe equip this leather armor for 2. That's going to give us another 10 health and give us 2 more perception. Now I have a perception of 6. Does that bring anybody down? That brings him down with us. Alright, at least we can see everybody now. Now we can just figure out who we're going to pick off. We have 2 left. Oh, but we need 4 to swing our battle axe. Oh my goodness. Equipping the battle axe was not maybe the best idea, because I can't attack. Oh la la. We were not prepared for this. Alright. So, we only have 4 perception. And 4 perception means that he actually has 5, so he's gone. He's got 6, he's gone. These 2 we can see. Alright. Oh, that was maybe not great. Alright, we're going to spend all 4 to attack. We get to roll our 9 red dice. Let's see if we can kill this cave troll. Might be foolish. That was very foolish. Could have easily killed the snake. Did not kill the cave troll. I got nothing there. We're going to equip this spell as well. So plus 10 armor. We're just going to use it there because we're going to assume that it's automatic, exists forever. Boy, we're getting beaten down brutally. Let's see how they do now. They get to attack us. Alright, so here's their pool. They get 6 red, 6 green. 60. We have 60 health because they minus our armor class. So then we need to use our minus 2 red. And because it spills any time, you can wait till after they attack us. We'll remove the 2 red. Now they're only doing 40. So now we aren't hurt. We don't die. Oh, I forgot to see if they should have attacked us. Should they have attacked us? We're going to assume they should have attacked us. Yes, they would have. And I forgot to fill up my card. Boy, I'm forgetting lots right now. It's because I feel we're up against the ropes. This belt's not all that exciting. I guess you could dodge a lot of green dice. But even like last time, 15 damage was not going to be the end of the world. Alright, we're back. We have only 4 health again. We are going to try to attack. We're just going to go for the giant snake. 3, 6, 9 dice. 40. That kills the snake. And let's put it here so we can get some more use of spells. So we used all of that attacking. That, we have 1 left. Nothing that we can really use right now. End of our turn. I'm going to discard a couple cards. You're going to get rid of this Animal Spirit Companion card. I don't think we're going to keep the Scale Belt either, because we already have something that helps with Perception instead. We'll keep these other 3. I can learn 1 spell from any class. Not too bad. And read Tome 3 of our scenario. Tome 3. Alright, we're going to draw a card. Let's just get a card. And we also get a card for this card. So, flip. 1, 2. And we'll be over our hand limit, but they check the hand limit once we pulled the 3, so these ones we get to keep. And enslavement. 5 red dice plus 2 red dice for each 2 of a target for a maximum of later bolts greater than its. Okay, so interesting. Divination. Yeah, it's fine. Help us with having more cards in our hand. I don't know if it's that exciting. It's free. If you had like lots and lots of spell room, we only have room for 1 more spell. Alrighty. On to our grotesque enemies. We're going to be doing 6 plus 3. And let's see how they do. Oh, let's make sure they're going to attack us first. Yes, they are. 60 again, and it only counts health. Are we dead? No, because minus 2. So take those 2 out. That leaves us with only 40 health. Thank goodness for this spell, or we would be in so much trouble. Alright, on to our turn. We now have 5 action points. Exciting. We're going to use our last slot for spells to equip Uprooting. Gives 1 more red die, I think. Is Enslavement going to be better? It's very expensive. We could do it. So we have 5 action points. Does anybody have less than 5? Yes. We can only see him. So we would get 5 dice plus, so 6 dice. So no, not great then. We're going to learn this spell here. So we're going to get our 9, 10 dice now to attack with. And we can only see the cave troll. So we're going to attack the cave troll. 55. He has 60. Ugh. Any way to change anything? No, it does not. There's no way to change any of the rerolls at all for that, unfortunately. So we tried and we failed. Say Livy. All right. We have a full hand. I'm going to get rid of Divination. Oh, I don't want to go deeper underground. No, we're going to keep all these because the next card to come out is going to be the Tomb. And that's where we're going to fight the big bad. So we've already got to the end game. I think this is a tutorial. But man, did we have bad luck with some of the pulls of some of the monsters this time. Alrighty, on to their turn. Oh, I used all this to attack. On to their turn. They are going to attack. 45. We are more than fine. Our turn again comes up. And we might as well try the exact same thing on that cave troll. If it doesn't work the first time, it's going to have to work the next time, right? 65. We do it. We defeat the cave troll. We have to sadly increase our perception. Perception is now 5, which means that we can finally see the lightning titan. Still can't see this rat. We have 5 cards in hand, so we don't draw anything else. We still haven't gone deeper into the tomb, which means it's now their turn. They're going to attack with 2 plus 3 green. For 30, and our health is 60, so they do not hit. And it's our turn to do some swinging. And again, I'm just going to battle axe it. And we'll add the uprooting just to be safe right off the bat. We can combine these because they both have that single sword icon on the left-hand side. And I could choose to actually add this uprooting spell after I see how the battle axe goes. But I don't have anything that's worth 1 that I really get too excited about. And so that, again, is all of these dice. And we need to roll at least 45. There's 65, so we managed to defeat that. But there's a rule about the Revenant. So, when you're eliminated, place it on top of the monster, and it copies all of the stuff. So I still have to kill the Revenant now, but he only has 30 health. Okay. So that's the end of the turn for me. I'm again not going to discard because I don't want to go to the tomb yet. They are going to swing and attack. They get 2 plus 3. They get these. Only 20, not enough to defeat me. So it is my turn again, and I'll max out my action points. I'll fill up again, and we're going to do the same thing. We're now attacking the Revenant, and the Revenant has only 30. There we go. We've destroyed them both. Boy, I did not think we were going to be doing this. This is exciting stuff. I thought we were done. We're going to throw in... We're going to boost our health by 5. And then we have to boost our perception if we're ever going to hit that rat. There we go. That's up to 6. So now the rat is visible. And it's just the rat left. He's going to attack. We have full hand of 5, so we don't need to draw. He's going to draw his attack with his 3 green. 15 does nothing to us. And on our turn, we're going to reset our action points. Oops. To 5. And then use we'll use 4 of them on our battle axe. And that means you get to swing everything but one. We get to swing these 9 for 65, which is obviously enough to kill him. And now we have a decision to make because we're very close to the end here. Do I want another action point? Is there anything I desperately need to be able to put in or do besides attack? This would be handy because it let us get another die roll from the battle axe. Another action point would be good. And what's the vision we need to be able to see this guy? 0. So we're fine. All right, let's put it into here. Increase our max stat. We now have 2 left. We'll use the last 2 to give us some armor. And that means our perception goes up by 2, and our health goes up by 10. So now we get to roll 7 dice for our axe. Sorry, plus the 3, so 10 dice for the axe. And then we could use this, which will let us do 11 dice to attack with. All right. We only have 4 cards in hand. We have to draw. We're going to draw the tomb. And plus 4 to all enemies. Spooky dookie. And it's going to add the boss to the game now. And we're going to put this here, and we're going to draw a card from here instead. And this is a upgrade. We can give ourselves 1 extra action point. We can equip this to anything that has gem slots at the bottom, which would be any of these 3 items. There is an enemy, so the enemy's looking to turn. We'll see if he attacks. I kind of forgot to do this a couple of times, his roll. He's going to attack everybody. We have no companion, so it's just going to be yes. He gets to roll 5 red, 8 green. And if there's more enemies, you get to roll more, which is what we kind of to slow things down and defeat those other creatures before this guy came in. So let's get him all set up. Alright, so he gets to attack with 5 plus 8. So here's 5 plus 8. Hits us for 60, and we of course have 85, so we are completely fine. We're laughing at him. And it is our turn. We're going to reset the counter. We have 6 to use. Well, we don't really need to equip this, but I mean, might as well. And we'll equip that the crystal on the crystal of intellect. We'll throw on a relic of power right on top of it, and that gives us 1 more of those. And then we're going to use our battle axe for 4. And we'll include uprooting for another 1 just because. And we get to roll 3 plus 7 for 10. And 1 more, 11 dice. And 11. So we need to get 75. 65. So close, it's so far. Is there anything we could add? Nothing. We have nothing in our hand that we can add to that. Alright, so we miss. We get to draw a card back up to 5. A power source. It gives us 1 more power. We really don't need that at this point. And we can't learn it, so we could use it once and discard it. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, on to the enemy. Let's see if he attacks. Yes, he does. He attacked the companion first. There's no companion, so he's going to attack us. Let's see what happens here. 40 damage, not nearly enough to hurt us. On to our turn. Resetting to 7. Boy, oh boy, I wish I could defeat this guy easier. Let's do, oops, what's our max again? 7? So we're going to use 5 to do 11 attack. Come on, big money. 40! 40 is terrible. Not even close to 75 when you defeat the Emperor. We're hacking away and we just can't do it. Alrighty, on to his turn. Let's see if he attacks. Yes, he does. He attacks us. And 65, not enough to do it. It's on to our turn. Boy, I really should have dumped some of these cards to try to get some more attack cards. That would have been smart. Remind me to do that next time. Alright, let's go down 5. Let's see if this does it. We'll try attacking again. 60. We need 75. Not good enough. And we have 2 left, nothing really useful. Let's get rid of some things. We don't need this. I don't need that. I don't think we're gonna bother with this. We'll hold on to it just in case. Do I need more power? Maybe. Let's just draw 3 cards. I'm not too worried about him killing us. I'm more just worried about... Alright. Only 4 to roll 5 dice. Is it an all attack? Single attack. We can combine these if we wanted to. +3. Ooh, this might be enough. Oh, there's things to go on. There's things to think about. Alright. Let's see if he attacks us. We'll roll the die priority. Yes, he does. 60 again, which is enough for us to be hurt. It is our turn. Let's think about this. We get 11 dice for doing this attack. So let's do that first. Brings us down to 2. Then I could spend this for free, giving us 1 power. Spend this for free to give us 3 power. Oh, I don't need to do that for both, do I? We'll keep this. And we'll bring this down 1. We have boosted ourselves, getting 3 more action points. We have 5 to spend, and we're going to play Enslave, which gives us 5 more dice. We can combine these powers if we need to. And I'm going to combine it now. You can roll your basic attack first and then roll this, but why not just go all out? We'll spend this as well, using up all of our experience, or all of our action points. It gives us 5 extra red dice we can use. And this is a one-shot thing. If this doesn't work, then we lose that power. But let's see what happens here. Let's roll this. 100 damage! That was exceptional. We defeat the Cursed Emperor. I feel pretty good about that. I don't think we'd made any mistakes here. We could have. Well, okay, I'll rephrase that. The end, last attack, I don't think there's any mistakes. We managed to defeat the Emperor. The Cursed Emperor is defeated. I do greatly appreciate everybody watching. I know I made some rules blunders. I know that I made some poor choices, shall we say. I think we fought out of it relatively fair. If we didn't, I'm sorry. That should give you at least a taste of how things work. This game was the one that I've had the most back and forth re-rolling without making any forward progress. I've never had that in all the games I've played so far. It's my first one where I had a couple turns of that. And maybe I could have set things up a little bit better to have that speed up. And that might have been smarter on my behalf. But it is what it is. I really hope that you enjoyed watching us play Hellbringer. And that if you enjoyed it, please go take a look at the crowdfunding site. If it's still up or active. I'm sure they'll do a pledge manager later on in the future for you to take a look at the game before it's released, or hopefully maybe you can hunt down a copy in the far future, third party or through the publisher if they have more copies there later. Definitely try us out on Tabletop Simulator if you would like as well to get your own taste of it. There's so much stuff. I saw dozens of cards I haven't seen before in all my plays already. There's so many things going on in this, and you see so much new stuff. It's definitely a roguelike in that way that you never know what combination you're going to get and how long of your run you're going to have, or if you're going to get to the end or not. But this time, we did great. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.